Hello and namaste. Many viewers were asking me, giving me queries regarding that why market is going up, stock market is going up when the economy is continuously declining and depressing. So this dichotomy I wanted to address and explain it in my simple terms so as to make everybody understand, say, why, what is this dichotomy between market going up and economy. Hello, and this is Neeraj here, and welcome to my channel. So let me start by first talking about the market. In March, when suddenly when this virus and warning from WHO came, and things suddenly became so bad about, and panic spread, this market almost went down. All the stock markets, and I'm generally talking about the global stock markets in every region, it's went down by 50% from that top of the March first week, and then by the end of the March it was almost 50% down. So uh, and and now in then after that markets started slowly going up against the expectations of the investors, and recovered almost up to, if you say it up to two weeks before it recovered from that bottom 35%. It almost recovered for whatever the losses had happened in the March. So what happened in this quarter, and when everything was closed. So let me tell is that when that coronavirus spread happens, the market always discounts the future, tries to discount the future, and immediately he builds into the price. So that's what happened when that warning from WHO came, and the things started, and one by one, countries started locking down, and the experience was that this will be, this quarter is always anyway, this March to means June quarter basically will be kind of under lockdown, and so no economic activities, no business, no nothing, no traveling. So it corrected and 50% from the top, and kind of built it in the price that future of this next quarter, the problems of next quarters. So now what is the way ahead is that, so let me explain it is that what market generally how it reacts. It builds into the future from the maybe a quarter on quarter basis, or little ahead of that basis, but stock market always tries to move ahead of what the economists tell. So if that economic depression is going to come, also the stock market takes correction before that reports about the economic recession and all these things starts coming. And also when the boom happens, also the market reacts first, and then the reports about the economic recovering and the fast everything happening. So this is how the market builds. So which are the components into this in this expectation of the price into the market is that market cap, or the price to earnings, what we call the price expectation. Actually, if you name it in the simple terms, is price to earnings is the multiple at which that valuation is decided. The people give valuation to any stock or the market or the particular stock. So there are two components, one is price and another is earnings. Denominator is price to earnings, is the earnings of the all the stocks which make up the index in the market. So the expectation with already built up was that there won't be any economic activity, and there was no expectation of any earnings. But beyond that, so from the June quarter, the expectation was there that once it will open up, things will come back to the normal, all the activities will resume, and with that expectation that June quarter onwards we will have again normal activity post lockdown. This is what took the market from that March lows to this recent highs. Now if you'll see in last 2 weeks is that market is remaining in the same range because it is getting tired, and because of the uncertainty of the future earnings. That's what it's happening, and everybody is waiting for this June quarter, and more of it that it's about the visibility of the earnings. So once the June quarter, the results will start coming in that middle of the July. So middle of this month, July month, for this June quarter, and lot of expectations have been built into the market, stock market price already, what you call it, the index, because of this uh, that earnings. Now why this after why this downgrades will start happening, this is what my in my opinion is that market will take, the probability of market correcting is very high during once this post mid July, when the results start coming, and also the commentary is given by the corporate sector, because some kind of visibility in during this lockdown, there was no visibility, nobody was understanding when it will open up, how it will open up, and so how they can give commentary, so how we can expect, we can build future expectations into the market. So now with this results coming of this quarter, June quarter, you will see that earnings which will be not only compressed or depressed, but the future commentary about earnings will decide the course of the market, which in my understanding or my view is not going to be very great. So what is the earnings is that you have this revenue and the profitability out of that. Now expectations were built up that okay, once the 3 months that lockdown is over and when you open it, everything will resume as if nothing had happened. But in life and in general, it doesn't happen like this way. Generally economy and life doesn't happen, it's not a switch on and switch off, that light goes off when you switch off and light goes on. It's more like a, let me explain you by an example of, it's more like a sickness. So if you fall sick of say malaria, or even if say common cold and fever, you have to take rest, and even if you know that fever goes away and you say that it's normal temperature, but still that strain doesn't come into the body, and you don't start immediately getting up and running around, and your body doesn't have still that strain. It takes time, few days to recover and come back to that normal static situation which was before you fell sick. The same way economy also engine doesn't start running when you switch on. It will take time, and these are the unprecedented situations, unprecedented times. So that is where the earnings visibility is not there, and earning visibility only decides the future course of market. So this earnings visibility expectation was there that everything will be normal, and that is why the market went up this high, 35% in this from March to now. But situation is still not coming to normal. Even after today's Indian Prime Minister's special speech was there that they will extend help to this not only farmers, the poor people, migratory laborers who have lost job and who have returned to their hometowns up to November, means up to the Diwali, that Indian festival. And here in Russia also, what I understand is that this lockdown measures, or wearing of mask and all these things, is still, it has been maintained that till September these things will in place. So still the situation is very uncertain. Nobody knows exactly how the things are going to pan out, and that is why you don't see any commentary from the corporate sector also that how the future looks. So that is where everybody is taking their own expectation and own view, and economists keep coming out with the depressing report, but it doesn't matter, because market lives on quarter to quarter basis. So now when the earnings will be really depressed, and the commentary more than the earnings, which will be the commentary by the corporate sectors, each company will come out and talk about at least some visibility that what is going to happen, whether it is much more worse or it is stabilizing or whatever it is there. On that basis also the downgrades, or the, I don't see upgrades, so more of the downgrades of the earnings in the markets will happen, and that is when the real correction of the market will start. So that is the denominator part of earnings. Now the price or the market cap part is that this P multiple, the valuation is given on that high expectation that when the growth phase is there, you give a higher valuation or the higher price earning multiples to the market. But in this kind of at times where these things are really very depressing and uncertain situation, uncertain future, and how long that uncertainty will remain, still also that is also uncertain. So in that time also that PE, so that price also will squeeze, so so you will have a numerator also squeezing and the denominator of earnings also squeezing. So both way the PE will reduce, and that will also take the market down. Another take on this earnings, we can take it in a little bit of a macroscopic view, is that because of the expectation that everything will be again coming back to normal, if it will not happen, as we see that even after opening, the people are not coming and buying. You don't see many people in the stores, or actually on the streets also, and generally the businesses are not even after opening up, it's nothing, is kind of very bad situation. There is no demand, there is no buying. So, and with lot of jobs have been lost, and still expectation of more jobs will be lost. So there are a lot of hands available, much more hands available than you require. So skilled and unskilled jobs are available. This will put further squeeze or pressure on the salaries of the people. Okay, as many competitions will be there for one job, there will be thousands. Before, if there were 500 people, now for the same job there is 1,000 people will be there. So it will squeeze that salary earnings of the individual in the hands. So this will further squeeze the purchasing power of the people, and this purchasing power, that will reduce the demand of general everything items. That will reduce the what you call the earnings or revenue of the corporate sector. So that way also the revenues will be hit very badly because of the purchasing power of the people getting hit because of the lower salary and loss of jobs. Another will be the higher wage cost or higher logistics and fuel cost, because in 3 months that oil prices have rallied. So that will also add to the pressure of the cost pressure. So in that way, and with the taking hit, you will see the earnings squeezing very, very significantly. By 30-40% minimum, you will see the earnings down of most of this corporate sector. So that is the kind of a view which was that in my all probability, this is how it's going to pan out in next few days, the market, because market takes the this analyst and the corporate sectors analyst and the economists, they come out with this reports and downgrades. There will be more downgrades post June earnings, when the commentary also will be given by the corporate sector regarding the next 1, 2, 3 quarters. At least on that basis, you will see more further downgrades happening in the corporate sectors, and that will actually take the market down. That is the one kind of a reason which I wanted to just try to make the difference, why this dichotomy between the economy, because economy is, everybody knows that it's going to be bad, but unless and until this downgrades from the analyst and from this the bankers, which they come out with the reports that this is how the corporate sector is, individual corporate sector is going to be squeezed and lose in earnings. That's where the real hit will happen in the market. And also, if you see that till November, like in Indian Prime Ministers, that we will help these laborers here also. And I see many of this social media accounts, when I go through the CIS, there is a kind of a near kind of a revolutionary situation in many of these countries like Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, where situation is pretty bad because of this coronavirus and lockdown, because of that complete stoppage of economy. So also people are becoming restless because of the loss of jobs and loss of earnings. These are all kind of add to the pressure on the earnings of the corporate sector. This is just in short, I wanted to explain why this dichotomy between the market and the economy. So I hope you understood this and you like this. I hope I explained it in a fairly simple terms. I'm able to explain it and make sense to you. So if you like, that's it from my side. If you like, you please subscribe my channel and give it a like and share it with your maximum friends once you subscribe, so that you can get notification regarding my new videos, future videos, and I keep coming out with a lot of this interesting ideas. That's it from my side. Ciao from Neeraj from Moscow.